I want to ask you about Alex Honnold and some of the climbing that you've done with him and just him as a figure. When I met up with you, it was you and Alex. We were kind of just hanging out in his van for a minute there with Jordan as well. Jordan Cannon was out there, and it was just a fun little hangout. But I think you were about to go do some climbing with Alex, and
I think we,
in
yeah.
terms of like figures in Yosemite Valley, there are a handful that come to mind as that are still around and still doing stuff out there, and Alex is certainly one of them. And so yeah, I'm curious like what you've learned from Alex, spending time with him, and what Alex's stamp on climbing has meant to you.
Um, I think it's really cool because like we were climbing together that weekend. I think I saw you like right after we did the nose together,
That's
and
right.
chatting with him and hearing his like philosophy about climbing. It's like similar in some ways and very different in others, where he really embraces the danger. Um, he kind of like he takes the danger and like dives into it head first, and I see the danger and I run away from it with my tail between my legs and look for like some more gear placements that'll make it safe. Um,
Right.
and so that's been like really interesting. Where like we'll climb the nose, and he's like telling me about some of his like speed tactics, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, I just like ran out this entire pitch so that I could tag the rack up at the end for the rest of it." And it's like a hard pitch, and I would not do that. Uh, it was kind of funny because I guess last winter I was sport climbing with him in Las Vegas, and he was kind of asking me if I had any interest in like soloing or speed records, and I said like absolutely not. And he's like, "Okay, good, my records are safe." Um,
maybe he
but
was maybe he was trying to feel you out as a potential partner.
yeah, sorry, Alex, I'm not gonna go speed climb the nose with you.
Yeah,
I was
it
like,
is interesting on that, and I've had conversations with him about this as well, and it's very interesting because I don't feel it doesn't seem like he gets excited about risk or danger. He seems almost the opposite. He likes to kind of analytically work it away. He's aware that there's risk or danger when he's doing free solos or like really run out speed climbs, but it doesn't seem like that's what excites him.
I feel like
I'm not
he
sure if
pushes
that's
on
what you.
despite
What's that?
sorry. I feel like he pushes on despite the danger rather than like trying to engineer it to be safer.
Okay, yeah,
Like and I guess one difference I've noticed is like a lot of times like there's kind of two ways of approaching risk management. One is like what are what are the consequences of a fall right now, and the other is what's the likelihood that I fall now.
sure.
And when we all climb, we all kind of have some sort of balance between the two. Like I do run out like 5'8" to 5'10" all the time. Um, but say on like a 5'11", like I'm not gonna just be like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna fall. Even if I feel very confident, I'm still gonna place a lot of gear, right? And I think that's where the difference comes in, where he values a lot more the probability that you're gonna fall, and I value a lot more like the consequences of a fall. And I think that's kind of where the difference comes into play. But
Yeah.
it's still been like really cool climbing with him. Where like I haven't climbed with him a ton. I've just done some sport climbing in Las Vegas, and then that one weekend in the Valley. That's actually the only times I've climbed with him. It's really cool watching him go over easier terrain actually, especially like on the nose. Like he's done it so many times. Like I'll watch him on like lead a pitch, and he doesn't look like he's moving that fast. Like he's kind of flowing, but he's kind of doing like bigger moves. And then like 5 minutes later, he's at the top of the pitch, just like done.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like much, but he just like keeps moving. He's not like trying to like he doesn't look like a speed climber when he's climbing until you realize that he was like just at the start of the pitch and now he's at the anchor.
All right, y'all, just a quick second here to tell you about the sponsor of this video, and that is our friends over at Rungni. I love Rungni so much. Y'all know Rungni. It's Magnus Mitbo's company. Everything they make, I love. I'm wearing all of their things right now, and I use the chalk, and they got two new products I want to tell you about right now. Magdust Super Dry Chalk, a brand new chalk offering from them. If you've got sweaty hands, or if you climb in the gym a lot, like on those volumes or outside in warmer temperatures, the Magdust Super Dry is going to keep your hands sticky. You're going to chalk up less. You're going to climb more. I love the Super Dry. And then their pants. You guys, I love their pants so much. You know, the harness pants are my favorite pants ever. They're light, they're stretchy, they're durable. And now they've got the harness utility pants. So it's got an elastic waistband and improved sizing so you can dial in that perfect fit, more pockets, and the same great performance. I love everything they make, and you can get 15% off by using code STRUGGLE over at Rungni right now. Check it out. Let's get back to the show. Yeah, that's really interesting. I don't know if it was in a conversation that I had with him, or maybe it was with like Emily or Jordan or somebody else who's climbed a lot with him and does, big wall objectives. Mentioned that very thing, that like doing nose in a day or Golden Gate in a day or any of these is less about the crux pitches and more about making all of the 5'10" climbing feel like it's 5'7" or 5'8", like
Yes.
just getting super efficient on that. Is that what you try to do as well, or is that kind of a
For sure.
tactic? Yeah.
And that's kind of been one of my goals in recent years is like, I mean, someone like Alex or Tommy is really good at like even on-sighting 512 with like very minimal effort. And I feel like if I go up on like a 511 or 512 in the valley and I'm on-sighting, it can be pretty heinous at times. And they are able to just like every time, regardless of how like overgrown it is or how sketchy the gear is, just kind of nonchalantly just go up it and do it. And that's really, really impressive. And I think that is one of the reasons why they're able to kind of do so many hard pitches in a day.
What does that take then to get to that comfort level?
I think just a lot of experience. I think a lot of experience on hard pitches and a lot of experience on easy pitches too. Just like a ton of mileage. I think there are very few people in the valley who have as much mileage and variety in that mileage across granite than Tommy and Alex.
Totally. Yeah, it's hard to think of. I mean, Tommy is like, the king of El Cap and really the
Yeah.
valley in general when you look at how long he's been climbing and putting up incredible routes out there. Have you climbed with him? Have you spent any time with him on the route?
I've sport climbed with him, but I've actually never done a wall with him. I really want to.
Yeah.
Never
Yeah,
in
he's,
the valley.
he's really interesting. I mean, he's one that really has like been able to push his body and like train hard and take on incredibly hard climbs, but then also seems to be very analytical about the climbing. When you look at his process on the Dawn Wall or the other routes that he's established on El Cap, it's really impressive, kind of the peak level that he's able to perform both mentally and physically. And I feel like I don't know, where do you fall? Where do you think you fall? If you're looking at like Alex and Tommy as kind of like these two archetypes of climbers, where does Connor fall on that spectrum?
I think closer to the Tommy side, just because of like the risk management in general. And I think also I feel like the way that I approach a climb is also it's more so analytical, trying to get it dialed rather than just like going up for an on-site and seeing what happens. Although I do that sometimes as well.
Sure.
More often it's like kind of fiddling around with it and seeing what works.
Hey, if you like this video, check out what I got going on over on Patreon. I've got over 100 hours of videos and bonus episodes with the absolute biggest names in rock climbing, from Adam Ondra to Magnus Mitbo, Alex Honnold, basically everybody under the sun. They're all right there, and you can watch them for free right now with a 7-day trial.